Hello everyone, I welcome you all on behalf of ILM Lucknow family to our yet another webinar. At the outset, I sincerely apologize to all of you for the technical inconvenience that has been caused. We were trying our level best to fix it up, but it seems right now we'll be going with the Zoom and Google Meet, and eventually we will upload the recording on our YouTube channel as well. And we will share the link with all of you. Thank you so much for joining us with so much of enthusiasm. The topic for our today's webinar is post-COVID-19 job scenario assessment. And to share the insights on the topic, we are lucky to have Dr. Kalyan Kumar Bhattacharjee from IIT Delhi with us. He has completed his PhD in knowledge management from the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi. He is also an MTech, MCA, and MBA degree holder. Currently, Dr. Bhattacharjee is serving as Joint Registrar at IIT Delhi. He is Joint Registrar for Establishments. It deals with the human resource aspects of the institute. Dr. Bhattacharjee has a total of 25 years of experience in teaching and administration. He has published and presented several research papers focusing on knowledge management, the use of artificial intelligence on higher education, and IT management, and so on. Not taking much of time, I now welcome you, sir, Dr. Kalyan Kumar Bhattacharjee. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time. And I must apologize to you also for this all technical glitch that has come across. Thank you so much for your time, sir. The session is over to you now, sir. You may please start.
Thank you, Devesh Avasthi ji. I'm also grateful to Nidhi Kulushetra for giving me this opportunity. I'm sorry to all the viewers patience level, because the way we are we are going through a traumatic stage, and this is the time where the most of the times we have to show our patience. So the topic is job scenario assessment, and I'll start with this one. So in my presentation, it is basically there are 4 stages. I'll talk about the current scenario, what are the prevailing situations. We'll talk about the government initiatives, corporate initiatives, and then we'll come up to the mainstream, that is basically I'm trying to address to the students of IILM, and then I'll tell you about what are the do's, don'ts, and what are the opportunities are lying before you. So obviously there is no doubt that probably we are going through the worst phase of our time, and then we all know the supply chain has been broken, the selection process ecosystem has been broken. Say if any organization would like to conduct any interviews, I don't know, there are no job fairs, there is no there is no physical interviews, the networking, everyone is also not possible because of this lockdown, because of so many issues in between. So what has happened that because of this, there has been a loss of jobs. There are
Hello. Sir, your voice is not audible.
in consumer spending. Mike is?
No, now you are audible, sir.
Hello? Okay. So let us see the scenario. I mean, for the job seekers, the double effort is required to reach to the job, because they have to give a big leap, because in between the recession, demand has come in between. We are also, in the shape of the people do not know what is to be done in this particular hour. There are many suggestions are coming in, and obviously it has happened because of the mass layoff, fewer job opportunities because of the technical glitches, because of the interaction between the humans are not possible at this particular stage, that is restricted. And obviously because since there has not been any recruitment for a long time, and there will be competitions will go up, and less job security. Obviously, these are the things which basically creates a fear, anxiety, and concern in our mind. But there are some solutions, and we'll tell you about the solutions in details. If we see the industry, I mean, at this particular moment, we are going through the phase where, different type of service industries have been badly affected, starting from restaurant, hotel, TV, film, sports industries, fitness industry, crude oil industry, construction, airlines industry, travel industry. And if you see properly, they will see that most of the affected people are the small enterprises and the small scale organizations. But for the large scale organizations, big organizations, and the medium organizations, effects are limited, are a little comparatively much lower. So at the same time, if you see this recession, what we are going through now, it is not a new one. I mean, in the last century also, we have seen so many depressions, so many recessions. There are 8, 9 cases I have talked about. The GDP which I am talking about, this is the GDP of US. And initially for 70, 80 years, I think the India did not have that much of effect because we are working under the closed economy. But now it is just because of the open economy, we have to face the music. And we'll talk about the Great Recession of 2020, and we'll tell you how to come out of this one as far as the job is concerned. As far as the medical flus are concerned, obviously it is nothing new. We had come through this Spanish flu, Asian flu, Hong Kong flu, and we also gone through that SARS in the year 2009. So obviously, I mean, the traumatic situation is nothing new. Obviously, when there is a trauma, there you have to come out. There are many economical possible recovery processes are there. I mean, either it is the recovery is the V-shaped, which is the most attractive, most interesting, but it most likely it is not going to have take place this time because of this big lockdown period of 70+ days. So we are expecting that the recovery should take place at the earliest, and we want that either a V-shaped or U-shaped recovery should take place, but we do not want that L-shaped recovery, which is basically it's very long lasting. So we hope this crisis will end eventually. And I also would like to tell you this career is a marathon, it is not a sprint. So its career is not restricted to a very small period. You have to think about your career for 20-25 years. So be patient and let us fight with this this bad period. Now the next slide, which I'm going to tell you about the learning we had earlier, because let us talk about this 2007 and 2009 crisis period, the 3 years. The most of the companies which have gone through this one, they have taken this one, they fought for the better opportunities. Most of the companies, they have switched over to the short-term survival mode, and the companies reduced their workforce, they have tightened their financial budgets, and they thought of investing in new companies, new horizons, and they fought like anything, and obviously most of the companies, they have gone for fundamental rethink. They have tried to find out what are the new opportunities are coming up, how to switch over from one field to another field, how the portfolio can be changed. So these are the areas where most of the corporates have worked. And we can also see, most of the companies have become leaner, they have become more efficient, they have become more technically capable, because of whenever there is a hindrance, whenever there is a problem, the people have come up with the good solutions of this one. So they have come out because they had the intangible capabilities they had. And the different research shows, and the companies who have contributed, who have invested in R&Ds, they have been betterly paid at later stage. And then the company who have taken care of the stakeholders relationship, they have also been benefited in long term. Let us talk about the different government initiatives. The government initiatives, our Prime Minister has already announced there have been a series of initiatives. They have tried to see how, we can go for self-reliance. We have tried to provide funds to the different entrepreneurs, to the different banks, and they have made sure, they have tried their level best that minimum job loss can be ensured, those who are already working. So here our emphasis is basically those who are in the final stage of their masters or their or graduations, who are looking for the particular job. So I'll tell you how they can handle this particular situation. At the same time, when you talk about the government is also through their Food Corporation of India, they have taken care of supply of foods to the people in need. So let us talk about the corporate initiatives. As I told you in the very beginning, I'll talk about the corporate initiatives, and I'll tell you about what is to be done by the individuals who are in this traumatic stage. All the corporates are basically, obviously, they're trying to stay afloat. People are searching for the new technologies, develop the new processes, they're focusing on liquidity part of how to take care of the cash, how to collaborate with the better partners so that they can see the green posture at the earliest. And then people are trying to be compassionate with their employees and provide that flawless, they're trying to find out how the services can be provided at the best, and prepare and that and most at this particular stage, we are trying to see how the Indian products can be marketed, and our reliance on the foreign products can be reduced. It's not going to take place in 1 day or 2 days, but it will take little time. But I'm sure, and our corporates are also sure, that the more and more Indian products are going to flood in our market in next 2 to 3 years time. And when there are new products are going to come up, obviously the opportunities for job opportunities for the newcomers, job opportunities for the people will also improve drastically. And obviously the most of the companies, the way they're working, they will come up as a resilient industry so that they can take care of this type of turmoil situation. And obviously what is required at this particular stage in the corporate level is true leadership. Now I'll come up because you people who are the students of this IILM, and those people who are studying or at the fag end of their study are facing this particular problem, because had it not been a regular scenario, then you would have joined some organization. So under these circumstances, what is to be done? You have to find out the ways out. The best possible way is basically, since the recession is not going to end soon, it's going to take minimum 6 months to 1 or 2 years time. It is better, if we can get some opportunity to go for higher education. And higher education, the scopes in India and abroad are tremendous, and people can go through, they can attend the NPTEL courses, the NPTEL National Portal for Technology Enabled Learning. This is the Government of India initiative. The course contents are highly rich, and anyone can enroll. They can register. Once the completion of on the completion of the particular course, they can give the examination, they can get the certification. And let me tell you, this particular NPTEL courses are basically, it is not only technical courses, at the same time they are offering the management's art subject courses as well. So any students who has some gap, they are getting some time to prepare and finish or fill up this particular gap by going through this type of courses. Either you go for a formal higher education, or you can have some short-term courses at this particular stage. Don't stay idle. So go for a different type of short-term courses, get the certification, and try to do those courses which are aligned in your area, so that you can come up in a big way. Explore the possibility to switch over to the new areas, because your MBA or your graduation or your BTech, it doesn't tell you about, it doesn't make you specialized in a particular area, but it allows you, it gives you the basic education through which you can switch over. The way I'll tell you what are the defined big opportunities are waiting for you. I have 2 slides for that. I'll tell you what are the areas where the more and more people, researchers are working, more and more corporates are working. So my suggestion to you, be flexible, accept, in between, if you get some part-time jobs, and if there is some defer appointment, please accept them, and go for extended training programs. And obviously, the most important part is basically use this particular time to create a value for yourself. So the second part, don't do. So the last part which I've talked about do's, now it is a don'ts. The most important part is don't sit idle. See, after a gap of say 6 months or 1 year, once you join, the interviewers will ask you what you have been doing in last 5 or 6 or 1 year or 2 years time. That time you can just tell them this, I have been doing this particular courses. I have been, improving in those areas of technology, those areas of management. The another important thing during this particular period, be patient and go for networking, networking with the people, approach people, tell them that these are the areas of expertise you are having, and find out if in your organization and how my credibility can match with your requirement. So the networking is the best way at this particular stage. And whenever you are doing the networking, don't tell them then I'm looking for a job now. So the moment you say the job, the people might sideline you. But if you try to show your interest in this organization, if you try to show the interest in the area, people will allow you to come forward and you can interact with them. So in this particular time, another warning I would like to say: don't settle with the type of job which is not aligned with your area of expertise. It should not like that. I do not have anything, so I should jump and join anything. So before joining anything, think twice. The opportunities are going to come up. The opportunities are going to come up in your area, obviously, and obviously there will be challenges that you have to face in due course of time. So my suggestions for you all for professional and individual advantages which you can gain is during this particular period, try to reinvent yourself, convert your special skills into your career opportunities, search for new possibilities. What you have been thinking 2 years back, 1 year back, just because the scenario is changing, just because the big companies, big corporates are switching over to the new technologies, say, and tune yourself in that area. And this the way the situation is, this allows us to work from home. This is also a big opportunity for us because you can work in multiple organizations at a time. You can give your time sharing to one company and another company, and you can work in 2 or 3 companies. Those days are going to come up because since you needn't have to spend huge time in traveling and transit, you're going from one city to another city. So if you are knowledgeable, if you have got a good amount of knowledge which you can share with others, if you have the skill sets, obviously you are the person in demand, and obviously you will be having a lot of opportunities. Few more things I would like to tell you. How to get connected. One is the networking I talked about. Think of connecting with your alumni. They are the big sources of information. Be in touch with them and say, take their guidance. So as an individual, I would like to suggest all of you to go, don't get disheartened. This gives you a lot of opportunity. Reinvent yourself. And obviously the last one, what I think is basically make a team and go for startups, because the government is coming up to support you, to give you the best support to become an entrepreneur. Think about the area in which you can contribute maximum, improve your skill, and go for entrepreneurship. In that case, you yourself can give jobs to others. So now I'll tell you about the opportunities which are in front of you. The opportunities starts from there are enough opportunities. Most important part where at this particular moment India is lagging behind is basically the healthcare center. So where the government is coming up with many schemes where telemedicines can be given, and the India is trying to find out where the manufacturing of medicines can be done, because most of the cases we are totally dependent on China as far as the medicines manufacturing is concerned. Even the components of those medicines are basically imported from China. So we have to become self-reliance, and the healthcare unit is the most important area where the huge number of opportunities are coming up. The second one is the education field, because you have seen I told you this is the right time to go for higher education. And the education is also going through some changes. You must have seen in last 3 to 4 months time, uh, everyone has switched over overnight from manual teaching to an online teaching. Even those teachers who have never worked in the online field, they are now also working. So in future, what we are going to see is basically a hybrid kind of atmosphere where the online and physical education is going to take place. I mean, the physical presence, the faculty will be there, at the same time the online courses. Obviously this brings a lot of opportunity. This brings an opportunity for the knowledge and skilled worker who can contribute, who can also teach. If you have some specific skills on a particular subject, you can impart a training. I can give an example. In IIT Delhi, we have started up with this professor of practice. Here, in order to become a faculty member, you do not need to have a PhD or masters. Even if you are a person of I don't know, if who have got a good skills, good knowledge in a particular subject, they are hired in our institute, and we are trying to see the skills, the knowledge they can impart among the students. So the education is a very big area where the opportunity is tremendous. Apart from this education, healthcare, the informations in bioinformatics, the drug design, web technologies, because now we are migrating from the manual system to internet-based systems. So obviously, the opportunities in the web technologies are increasing. There has been a tremendous need for this environmental engineering in terms of the need and the requirement of bioplastics, which are biodegradable. Petroleum industries, specifically for the refineries, for the we need to know how to manage the byproducts of petroleum. Food processing industry, meatless meats, and then preservation technology. There are many foods which are generated in India, but unfortunately we do not do that type of exports of the food, whereas the small countries, they do good number of exports. So I can give you an example. Suppose India is the largest producer of mangoes, but if I talk about the exports, we are not in the top, we are third or fourth. And a small country like Philippines, they are the largest exporters of mango. So like that, there are many food products are available in India, and the food processing industry, if we can preserve the foods in a big way, and there is a big market for us. Like that, disasters management, predictive analysis, basically that is a statistical tools, which is used. There are some statistical tools are used to predict the business scenarios. And the last one in this slide is basically the technology driven urban management, basically the new way of planning the cities. And you have to think about the water harvesting, you have to think about designing the civil engineering constructions. The constructions are basically green constructions, and then you have to design about the proper electricity, proper water harvesting, proper fire safety. So those new technology developments can be done through a series of defined courses. Now many Indian universities have started courses on urban city management courses. So the future openings are this is my first slide in as far as the opening is concerned. And secondly, the other opportunities are in terms of material science, biomedical, design of organs, which has come up with the help of 3D technologies. You can generate some organs, you can implant those things in the human body itself. Mobility engineering in terms of smart cards with the help of Google's AI is another area of development, another area of great opportunity. Agriculture engineering, blockchain, obviously no doubt about it. Basically the blockchains are used in healthcare, banking, law. The blockchains are basically very simple things. Those who have done some courses on computer science, they know that we have been doing this linked list, double linked list, cyclic linked list. So those in case of linked list, we used to have the first base address of the list. And we have to think in such a way that how this linked list can be converted into blockchain, and then we try to use it for the purpose of decentralization, transparency, and immunity building within a series of internet activities. Cloud computing, data science, obviously the people are hiring in these particular areas. There are a good number of online portals are there who are, I have seen the people are hiring people who are working in the data science area. Data purification is another area where there is a huge requirement, because the data which we collect from the raw from the market or from the different portals, supposing example, if I just take some data from the Twitter, so I need to prune it, I need to remove those things, and then only I can go for data analysis. So for the purpose of data analysis, data purification is very important. This has come up as a you can write down some algorithms, but algorithm doesn't work in all the cases. So it has been seen that data purification, it works in a that has come up as a proper profession. And then local innovations and engineering. So nowadays you must have seen the huge number of the daily, the workers, they have been migrating from from the big cities into their rural areas. And if we can develop something, some job opportunities, local innovations can take place in the village areas, and then those type of migrant workers need not to come from their remote areas to big cities. So this is also another area where the most of the top level engineering institutes are thinking of to launch a course. And if some technologies can or some entrepreneurs can come up in developing some local rural based technology based systems, so that can generate a good number of employments. Smart cities, I have already talked in my last slide. So obviously the energy harvesting is required. The sensors which is required for the AOT, IoT, that is Internet of Things, the most of the sensors, they come from China. So if we can develop a good number of sensors, there are companies who are now started, the big companies who are earlier working in some other fields, now they have such switched over to the development of sensors. And obviously the requirement for the sensors are huge, and the government is giving a good number of subsidies to the organizations, to the entrepreneurs who are trying to develop the sensors. Energy, logistics, these are the green recruitment fields where the jobs openings are available. So I can tell you, good number of opportunities are available. The people are hiring online, but at the same time, you have to cope up with the current scenario, to brush up your knowledge, prune yourself, develop yourself as a more fragile person, more vibrant person, and take these opportunities. One of the most important requirement of for the job seekers is basically to design a resume. We write down so many things. We write down all the details in our 2 pages, 3 pages, 4 pages. But there are many ways to design your resume, design your biodata. So my suggestion to all of you is basically keep your biodata small, crisp, and informative. I give you an example, and in this particular example, you have seen that the applicant has mentioned his the timeline of his activities, what he has done in last during his last 10, 20 years. He has covered his area of expertise in terms of the courses he has conducted, the education. Then he has switched over to his job. At the same time that he has mentioned about the experience trend line, which are the areas of operations which he has gone through from this period to this period. He has also covered about his awards and honoring. He has gone through, he has received the course completed, professional training attended. Why I'm trying to give more emphasis on the resume, because if your resume is not attractive with the competition that are coming up, it is very difficult to come to closure of the heart of the person. So you have to design your courses, design your biodata in such a way it just attracts the individual. So that's what I'm saying. You can create a resume which can attract the attention of the selectors and the interviewers. This is the first slide. The second slide is basically talks about your the employers details. Just when you get your jobs, you have to mention what are the jobs you have done over a particular period and type of work you have done, type of accomplishment you have done, you have received during this particular period, and the responsibility you have undertaken. And one more important thing what you should mention is the name of the person whom to be contacted in every organization. So if you have worked in an organization, in 4 or 5 organizations, the contact person's name, so that whenever there is a requirement, when someone is going through your resume, analyzing your resume, you can simply call up the person in reference and find out about you and about your achievement. And the third last slide about this, the way to make this one is basically you have to mention about the core knowledge areas and whatever you have learned, what are the countries you have visited, your interpersonal skills, your expertise departments. So what we are trying to say is basically through these interactions, I have already talked about the the scenario, how bad the scenario is. There are opportunities are enormous. Opportunities, the most of the companies are tuning themselves to migrate from one to another, migrate from one area to another area, from one portfolio to another portfolio. And obviously I've given you the list of the areas where recruitment is going on, the areas where most of the corporate sectors are trying to migrate. So obviously you have to focus, be focused, and try to use your time in a better way. Learn something, learn in terms of the skill, or develop some skills for your own in your own area, and you will be best person to be recruited in near future. So my best wishes to all of you, and then I'll finish it up my discussion with a very common quote of Charles Darwin. It is not the strongest of the species that survive, not the most intelligent, but the species or the person who are more responsive to change. So this tells you that we have to align ourselves with the new requirement. We have to change our focus areas based on the need of the hour, and keep yourself vibrant, keep yourself motivated. You yourself can help you in a better way. No sales manager, no motivating speaker can motivate you. It is a word of James Benson and Paul Karzik. So with that, I wish all of you I would like to share my best wishes to all of you. Do well, take the best advantage of this particular period. Be sure the good job is waiting for you, and I have highlighted the few areas where you can concentrate, and these are the areas where most of the industry people are working, most of the corporates are working, and job opportunities are coming up in those areas. Thank you very much for your patience, Terence, and obviously I would like to add on something if you have some specific questions. I think first let me address if you have got any specific questions from your side. Deveji, please.
Sir, I'll take it up. If you may please stop sharing the screen so that you are visible on the screen.
Yes, please.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your time, and the way your every slide was having so much of content, so much of content. Probably it will take us entire day to consume all that information, and I must appreciate this skill of bringing so much onto the table. You have completed it so well. Sir, once I had read about Oprah Winfrey that marathon is the running is the metaphor for life. That's what Oprah Winfrey said, and you have clearly put it as career is a marathon, which was a very valuable insight. Then you also spoke about self-reliance and entrepreneurship. You taught us about LinkedIn profile, networking. As they say, your network is net worth. So those all things you have beautifully put up over here. Now I'll start taking questions. There are a lot many questions. First, I'll go with Mr. Mukul. He has asked, what should a fresher do to get a job in the current scenario? Although you have covered it, but still, if you can.
Yeah, first of all, it is a very relevant question. And whenever you complete your courses, so you are expecting some jobs, understood. But unfortunately, you have landed up in particular situations when the situation is very well known. But it was, I've also mentioned, it is not the first time. Earlier also, there are so many cases where people have gone through those traumatic stage. The most important part is basically keep yourself vibrant, keep yourself, whatever the courses you have done in last 3 years or 2 years or 4 years, just refresh those particular courses at the same time, and find out where the industry is moving, and find out the type of jobs the people are advertising in the online portal, and based on that, that will give you the idea where the industry is moving, and accordingly you try to complete some courses in this particular area and develop your skills in this particular area, and obviously jump into the bandwagon. And so obviously, it's a good opportunity for you, even if you are sitting at home. Try to do some courses. There are so many e-resources are available. There is no dearth of e-resources available. Listen to them. The most important e-resources I will suggest you is basically go through the NPTEL portal. This is a Government of India portal, and it's a free, and you can download the video lectures of IIT professors or good management people or experts in the particular people. Just download in your mobile, and whenever you have some time, go through that, and you complete. Once you have completed the particular course, go for certification. So that will enrich yourself, and obviously that will make you more valuable candidate for any interview or for any selection.
Our next question is from Mr. Animesh Chakravarti, and he's asking, what is the career, although you have covered it, what are the career opportunities after COVID? Although you have covered it in detail.
I have mentioned 2 slides,
Right.
Even those slides basically have taken up, I also go through the defined webinar. I also go through the defined talks of the people, and I have jotted down, what are the areas the experts are talking, what are the areas the researchers are talking about, what are the areas that PhD scholars are talking about, which are the areas where the academicians are talking about, and the technocrats are talking about. So those 2 slides are basically they talks about, these are the areas where at this particular moment the industry is migrating. So I think I have answered that.
Mr. Anish, I will suggest you, we will upload the video recording of this particular session with Dr. Kalyan sir on our YouTube channel. You may please refer it from there. Even I will be going through it again and again. This was so much of content it was having. So next question is from Mr. Azhar Musaib, and he is professor with us. He is asking, what additional skills would be required to survive post COVID-19?
So, additional, I think that people can concentrate on soft skill development, improvement of language skill developments, and if time permits, because the industry is opening up, the whole globe is coming closer to each other, all the countries are connected, and then there might be some requirements of some foreign language courses. I think if people have some time, they can devote some time in learning any foreign language, because and I'm telling you that the days are also coming up. Good number of AI based applications are going to come up, which will try to do this translation or the conversion of one language to another language, but that will not be final. But for this particular translation, and also the translation will not be absolutely fine. So there will be some requirements of the experts of that particular knowledge. So apart from soft skills, you can develop some learn some languages, foreign languages.
Right. Next question is very interesting one by Mr. Vijay Shankar. He is asking, what kind of entrepreneurship is better, intra or enter?
See, the entrepreneurship is obviously this is my most interesting areas, and obviously I'll say just make a group of people, group of investors, and take the government grants, go for entrepreneurship. And the most important the areas is basically obviously the way the data science is coming up, the way that that health care unit is coming up. These are the 2 areas. One is the internet based, and another thing is basically healthcare unit. So these 2 areas where India has got a tremendous opportunity at this particular moment. So in these areas will be absolutely fine.
In fact, you also spoke about food processing and education.
Yeah, education is obviously education is an evergreen area. Food processing is also is an area where the opportunities are. Even we can take a session on the food processing itself. There's so many areas, so many sub units are there where people can concentrate of developing good course content about how that food processing industry related things we can discuss.
In fact, two of the startups which I'm mentoring, one is in edtech and another one is food processing. So I'm sure we will collaborate about it. And yes, we'll have one more session provided you give us the permission. Then, so next question is by Miss Karishma Sharma. And it's very interesting question, sir. I'm the final year student of MSc Biotechnology and very much interested in the field of bioinformatics. So from where do I apply for the apply in this industry first as a fresher?
Yeah. See, the question is basically why to apply or some higher cost. What is this question? Once again, repeat, please.
Sir, question actually she's asking for how do I apply as a fresher?
I mean, for the bioinformatics, there are 9 or 10 companies are available who are dedicatedly working on the biotechnology, bioinformatics, and then I mean, you'll get the links of those companies in the net and Google's. And most of the companies are Bangalore-based companies who are working in the bioinformatics, and basically they are concentrating on the drug design. And I've also told you this: the drug design and development or making your own medicines in India. The scope is tremendous because most of the components and the designings are done. The R&D job is done in India, but the basic development is done in China. So the bioinformatics with the biotechnology, these two combine in combination of these two areas, and there is enough opportunities. And I'll suggest you go through the online portals. They will tell you, and for the jobs are even yesterday I have seen there was an advertisement for the bioinformatics specialist with some attributes. So I mean, the opportunities are tremendous.
Sir, just wanted to understand one thing. How do students connect with you on LinkedIn? I couldn't find a profile, or maybe I was having.
I have my LinkedIn profile, but unfortunately I have not been that much active in LinkedIn. But the way it is coming up, the way even last 3 to 4 months, and have taught me that this is the area where I should concentrate. So I'll make my LinkedIn profile more enriched. I'll give you my LinkedIn profile ID.
I'll share it in the YouTube upload so that students can connect with you because they probably need a lot of guidance from your end. Then, sir, Mr. Hari Om Kumar is asking, what are the future opportunities in the field of computer science and engineering?
This is there's a core area, core technology. There's a base technology, and the most of, without this computer science engineering background, no industry can sustain. So obviously this is the base, and enough. Even in my slides, I've mentioned very clearly which are the areas where the job opportunities are available, and also how to the computer science. Obviously, that is if you go for that all based all type of e-governance applications. The most of the government, our government of India is basically putting a lot of thrust on e-governance, and e-governance, the base is the computer science, and basically the data science. Yeah,
right. Basically, it was coming through all the slides that you were focusing upon these areas: computer science and engineering, and then artificial intelligence also we spoke about. So next question is from Mr. Satyam Kumar, and he's asking, although you have covered it, please tell something about cryptocurrency.
See, the cryptocurrency is basically, the base is your blockchain. Without that, it cannot work. And it basically makes sure, all the online transactions, the safety of the online transactions. Nowadays, the safety of the online transactions for which we use this particular blockchain. It is not, you have to make sure that the creator is not the owner of this one. So it's basically, it has to be designed in such a way it is totally transparent, number one. And number two is basically, you have to make it, intruder less, so that any person should not be allowed to modify any of this one. So that is the best part of it. If you see that the blockchain technology, so which is the base for the cryptocurrency for online, all the kind of online transactions, this is the base. Yes. And again, the cryptocurrency is another area where I can we can talk and discuss. And obviously this is the very big area in which the government of India, and rather whole world is working.
The world is right, completely agree. Sir, although you have spoken about it, and what I really liked is whenever you told about an area, you also gave some examples that what all can be done in that area. Still, Mr. Rudra Nayak is there. He's asking, sir, please throw some light on aspects of environmental engineering in current scenario.
See, I mean, environmental engineering is even in most of the IITs, NITs, there is a department called environmental science department. Or if it is not there, it is connected to this one. So environmental science is obviously the most important area, and the people, though I am not expert in this particular area, but obviously I can understand that how important is going to it is going to take place in near future. So unless we safeguard our environment, unless we make ourselves pollution free, it will be very difficult for us to sustain. And I'm around 54, 51 years old, and I have seen, once upon a time we used to take water from the running tap. Now we cannot touch that. We used to take fresh water. Now we cannot take. So we used to take fresh air. Now we cannot take fresh air also. So all the basic amenities of our lives have been taken away. So unless we concentrate more on the development of take care of our environment, so and with the support of the technology, it will be very difficult for us to sustain. So for which obviously the most of the especially the United Nations is working, and most of the developed countries are working to make sure that we safeguard our interest, we do not pollute it. And obviously, as far as the career scope is concerned, no doubt that there has been a tremendous scope for that. But at the same time, one has to understand, how they should align their skills in that. When you talk about the environment, it's a very big area. There are different technological areas available. So you try to find out where you can contribute, and accordingly you jump.
The specific areas that will suit to him. The next question has, sir, brought me a smile, and I am sure this will lighten up your mood as well. This is such a brilliant question. Mr. Pinaki Ray is asking, and thank you, Mr. Pinaki Ray, for asking this. Why are we only talking on jobs? Why not entrepreneurship? And you have covered it. And let me tell you, sir, before you answer this one, lot many students have asked, how do we get government jobs? So to all those students, with deepest of my respect, Mr. Pinaki Ray has asked a very relevant question in current scenario. Dr. Kalyan also spoke about self-reliance. Sir, I'll now request you to answer on this question. Why not entrepreneurship?
See, first of all, there is no, because of this pandemic, the government job scenario is, it is the government jobs are obviously always there. But entrepreneurship is basically, you are the person who are giving jobs to others. Obviously, even Government of India is trying to give more and more emphasis to, giving more and more support to them, those persons who are basically thinking to start with some startup. I tell you some examples of in most of the IITs. Most of the IITs, they have also started up with some incubation center. Once you have completed your course and you start with some startup ideas, so those startups will be incubated at IIT Delhi. We have got a unit called, in IIT Delhi, we have got a unit called FITT unit, where they allow around 200 companies to start. Those 200 companies are made by the students of IIT Delhi. And out of this 200, if the 10 of them can develop some product, and which has got the requirement of the market requirement, so that our purpose is served. So most of the academic institutions, they are thinking, before you seek a job, why don't you think of giving a job? So obviously the entrepreneurship is a particular area. It's basically is obviously we like, and everyone likes it. That even the students, they have the tremendous potential. They have got they can work hard and they can dream better. So this is the best way to think of in this particular area. See, especially when the thousands of opportunities are coming up, because when water flows, whenever there is a blockage, it finds out some other way out. So like that, there is some blockage. The way we have been working for last 10-20 years now, this pandemic has told us, I mean, it has given us a lesson that life doesn't work like that. There are areas, even there are many opportunities, many more opportunities are coming up. Then think of, dream of something, and jump. And obviously, you may fail once, you may fail twice, but you cannot fail some will come up. So I know and another thing is in entrepreneurship, if you fail once, that gives you a lot of knowledge. You fail twice, that will give you double knowledge. But that will help you in having a better way, or you can become a better manager. You can become a better entrepreneur in future. So obviously we want that the students, they can make a group. The most important part is making a group. There should be an homogeneous group. They should think about a particular topic. They should find out if this is the area where we should concentrate and jump on that. And obviously you'll be getting a tremendous support from many forums.
Right, sir. You rightly pointed out, spot the opportunity wherever you feel that there is a gap, and then create a product which will fit in over there. Just to add an example, we were not producing PPE kits, and now we are the largest manufacturer of PPE in the world. So that is the spirit of entrepreneurship. Next question is from Miss Vidipta Roy Chaudhary, and she is asking, sir, please tell whether marine biology marine biology has a scope in India or abroad.
Uh, I know from the government sector, I mean, we know the different. There are some marine bio. There are research institutes are there, especially the CSIR. They are working on this particular marine biology area, and scopes. Yes, obviously that other countries are much ahead of that, but nowadays the government of India is especially the CSIR are working quite extensive for that. But I do not have much knowledge on this one, so I hope if she can pass it on, I can search this information from the CSIR who are really working on that. I can pass it on to her. And I'm telling you this from CSIR, there are a good number of research positions are going to come up, who basically working on the marine biology area.
So Vidipta, you have the you have the chance to get connected with Kalyan sir. We will be putting up his LinkedIn link as well on the YouTube upload, so you may connect with him. And I'm sure India has a lot of scope. Then, sir, many people have thanked you for suggesting the foreign language learning of foreign language. And one student has asked if you could please suggest us an institute, a good institute to learn the foreign language.
It is basically the embassies, they run different courses. Like for the French, there is a Alias Francaise in Delhi, and I think that they have got a branches in. For the Chinese also, JNU, they have some courses. Delhi University, they have some courses. At the same time, the Chinese language can be learned through online also. So I mean, at this particular moment, the most the courses apart from English is the most valuable courses. Basically, one is Chinese, one is French.
Okay, so Chinese and French are the takeaway from this session. Kalyan sir has suggested us about it. Next question is from Mirza Danish, and he's asking, sir, what will be the role of AI? That's your area only. What will be the role of AI after COVID-19?
I mean, we can talk hours on that. And AI is the field. It is not only restricted to for every area it touches, and the scope of AI is unlimited. But at the same time, you have to see how you're going to utilize this artificial intelligence. There are some the type of courses which is available in most of the universities, and if you go to the practical field, the type of job as an AI expert we need to do is literally it's quite different. So I mean, first of all, there is no question about it that AI is a very important area. The scopes are unlimited, and I can have a list of areas where the AIs have been used. Rather, I don't have to wait for me. Just go to Google's, type out AI applications. You'll see the series of list of AI applications in different fields.
Next is Mr. Manas Awasthi saying that I'm a student of MTech Biotech. He's in last sem and he's interested in job and he has completed his training from DRDO. So what could be few career prospects for him?
He is from which field? Biotechnology.
Biotechnology. He is doing his MTech from biotechnology. He is in last semester. He has completed his training from DRDO, and now he wants to understand what could be the career opportunities for him.
Biotechnology is obviously the scope wise. I'll suggest you should have a good LinkedIn profile. At the same time, you must go through the online portals. Uh, but biotechnology is basically biotechnology is a broad area, so you have to find out exactly in which area of biotechnology you would like to concentrate, what is your specifically skilled area, and obviously the unlimited, there's no doubt about it.
Right. Sir, Miss Tanushri Dalai is asking, I am MTech in structural engineering, and she is a lecturer with a private technical college, and she is also preparing for competitive exams. So here comes the dilemma in this critical situation like COVID-19. What should I do for the job profile, and what are the major steps that are helpful for me to establish my career on a good platform? Basically, she is asking how she should upgrade herself.
See, regarding if you see my slide, I've also mentioned about this, smart cities where the civil engineering people, basically the construction engineering people, they can concentrate, they can develop themselves, and obviously because of this COVID, the job market is not that favorable. So during this particular period, as I told others also, that you must concentrate on attending different type of courses, maybe the different webinar courses in your field, and develop your skill sets. The job opportunities are there. I mean, private sector will be little limited, but at the same time, the good number of entrepreneurs are going to come up, the good number of companies are going to come up with some development of smart cities. So when they will think about this type of projects which are in real life are coming up, they'll be requiring this type of the expertise which you are having. So obviously my best wishes to you, so you should try for that.
And
And
sir,
you can just forward your queries if you have some queries, and I can connect with my civil engineering experts in my area,
right,
in my college, and I'll give you more inputs in that particular
right,
area.
we'll do that. And there is a recurring theme which is coming in your session is that entrepreneurship is the way ahead. So my suggestion will be to all the students to start thinking on these lines as well, because not lot many guests have been talking about the entrepreneurship. That's probably the way to the future. So Mr. Ayush Singh wants to know what type of courses should we pursue related to operations and analytics. And kindly tell me for few of the NPTEL courses. I am sure NPTEL will be having courses for.
Yeah, NPTEL, they have got good number of data analytics courses, but before that, there are some prerequisites for before you go for data analytics courses. So do those courses, and then apart from this NPTEL, you just for data analytics, just go to YouTube, search for data analytics courses. You will get around 30 to 40 different video lectures on that. So I mean that will be a good platform for you to learn. I mean, even when data analytics, I think there are 2 courses are there in NPTEL. Just go search for the data analytics, you'll get it. And there's n number of courses are available in YouTube.
Okay. Uh, from Miss Nidhi Kulshe, she's with us, my colleague only, and she's asking what should be the components of visual resume as for a fresher,
Visual resume.
right? Probably she's referring to.
Yeah, I've mentioned some way. I mean, some how to design a biodata. I mean, the visual resumes is basically you can. I'll suggest you take care of take the help of some professional organizations. There are good number of professional organizations who are expert in this one. See, your area is basically you develop your. You should concentrate on your core knowledge. You develop your core knowledge. I mean, the resume designing based on your specific attributes, you pass it on to the corporate. I mean, so you pass it on to the expert bodies who are doing it, the professional bodies who are doing it, so they can develop it for you.
Sir, last two questions are interrelated. One of my students and one of my colleague, who is a faculty member, they have asked. So the question from the part of a student is, sir, I have been doing this PGDM course to get a job on the other side of it. Now that COVID-19 scenario is there, I was always thinking of entrepreneurship, but his idea was that he will start it after 5 years. So, what would you suggest? Shall he go for the job and then start it after 5 years, or he should start it immediately? That's the
it,
question of the student.
it depends upon you are working in which field. Entrepreneurship in keys, on which field you would like to
Right.
do
Which
it. So
field he
that
would
is
like to?
basically, that is the most important. And then you know the entrepreneurship is basically, that is best if you learn, if you start doing it at the early stage. But obviously, for anyone, we want that one should have at least 1 or 2 years of work experience. So once you understand the working pattern of an office, then it really helps you, whatever you feel. So first 1 or 2 years you work under someone, and then you start developing your own area, or you create your own area. So even you are getting a few years time, and you can explore different opportunities. If you work, then you will come across with many people, you'll come with new ideas, and obviously this will enrich you when you really start your own company.
Right. And remember, sir's earlier advice: if you fail once, you learn a lot, and if you fail twice, you learn even more. Uh, Sir, another question is by Miss Debashmita Vishwas. So, what are the job opportunities after doing graduation in botany?
One is only botany. It's a little difficult, but either you complete your uh, MSc in botany, or see, that depends upon. If you like to go for academics, obviously the with this botany plus, if you complete your B.Ed, you can apply for the school jobs. And if you like to apply in some colleges, obviously you go for masters, and then you apply for the college service commission examination. So that is one academic area. But otherwise, in different herbariums, in different nowadays, good number of there are some job opportunities in herbariums. In major cities there are herbariums are there. In some you can apply in some I think for the botanist, the requirement is in medicinal plants. There are many corporate offices are coming up with some medicinal. They develop.
Medicinal
They
plants.
encourage. They encourage. They cultivate some medicinal plants. The management of those medicinal plants, they require the botanist for that. So that you can try it out.
Okay. And sir, since we have already taken a lot of time of yours, this will be the last question from one of my colleagues. And it's a very interesting one. He says, how do I motivate my students for an entrepreneurship? They are here to get a job on the other side of MBA or PGDM course. How do I motivate them for entrepreneurship?
See, entrepreneurship was, it is always a green field throughout. There's no doubt about it. And you know you can request them, you can tell them, for initially for a few years they can start working somewhere else. And then, as I told the same thing to the earlier candidate, that
Right.
first you spend some time working, and then you move to this entrepreneurship.
Okay.
And it is nothing new. When you are advising a particular student to go for entrepreneurship, in most of the IITs, all the IIT directors are asking for students to go for entrepreneurship. Nothing new. And why they're asking, I mean, one is basically you are a job seeker and you're a job giver. So it is always better to become a job giver. And
Yes.
for which, you have to find out your ways. You have to make a team. The most important part is the team building, and then go for entrepreneurship.
Right. This is a recurrent theme in your lecture, sir, that instead of being a job seeker, one should go for becoming a job giver. So,
That's it.
with this, we come to our end of the session. We have, I'm thankful so much to you, and my apologies once again from ILM Lucknow family to you, Kalyan sir, and to everybody, all the participants. Thank you so much, and we sincerely apologize for the technical glitch. We were having absolutely no control, so we came this way. And my humble request to you, sir, we will connect with you again. We need a lot of your sessions, sir. This has been so much of insight, so much of detailed insights We probably need few more sessions, sir. We'll connect about it. And thank you so much for your time, sir. And I'm sure everybody has benefited. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deveshji. Thank you, Nidhi, once again, because Nidhi connected me to you.
Yes, 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 sir. Thank you, Nidhi ma'am, of course, to you as well. Thank you to everybody who has joined, and thank you, Kalyan. Thank you very much for your time. Sorry
Sure.
for the inconvenience, everyone.
Okay, it's a
Really
part of life.
apologize for that.
That tells us that you have to be patient enough.
Sir, I learned that today itself. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you.